Imagine Patrick Mahomes, the Kansas City Chiefs superstar quarterback, playing for another team. How would that change the NFL landscape? Today, we're diving into the what-if scenario of Mahomes being traded to the Rams, the Cowboys, or the Chargers. From the impossible trade details to the ripple effects across the league, we'll explore every angle. Plus, we'll look at how his arrival could transform these teams' offenses and what it means for fans. Stick around to see how this could reshape the NFL as we know it. Welcome to Kansas City Chiefs Today, where we dive deep into football's biggest questions. Today, we're exploring a scenario that seems like pure fantasy. What if Patrick Mahomes, the Chiefs' superstar quarterback, was traded to another team? Let's start by examining why this trade is nearly impossible. Mahomes signed a monumental 10-year, $450 million contract with the Chiefs in 2020, which includes a no-trade clause, Spotrac. This means Mahomes must approve any trade, and given his loyalty to Kansas City and their success, it's unlikely he'd agree to leave. Financially, the trade is daunting. For 2025, his cap hit is approximately $28 million, but the dead cap value exceeds $94 million, a massive burden for the Chiefs. Trading him would require an unprecedented package of players and draft picks, and fan backlash in Kansas City would be intense. Despite these hurdles, let's imagine this blockbuster trade happens. Which teams could afford Mahomes, and what would it mean for the NFL? If Patrick Mahomes were to be traded, 3 teams stand out as potential destinations: the Los Angeles Rams, the Dallas Cowboys, and the Los Angeles Chargers. Each has a competitive roster and could leverage Mahomes' talents to become instant contenders. The Rams, led by head coach Sean McVay, are known for innovative offensive schemes, Wikipedia. Despite recent struggles with injuries, Mahomes could revitalize their attack. The Cowboys, under new head coach Brian Schottenheimer, are shifting to a physical, fast-paced offense, Marca. Mahomes' playmaking would fit perfectly. The Chargers, with Jim Harbaugh at the helm, are building a run-heavy offense but could become unstoppable with Mahomes' passing prowess, ESPN. Each team's roster, coaching, and financial situation makes them intriguing possibilities. Let's dive into how Mahomes would fit with each. The Los Angeles Rams have a storied history of high-powered offenses under Sean McVay, but recent seasons have been marred by injuries to players like Matthew Stafford, Wikipedia. If Mahomes joined the Rams, he'd become the cornerstone of their offense. His ability to throw deep and improvise would mesh seamlessly with McVay's play-action and misdirection-heavy scheme. Mahomes could unlock new playbook dimensions, using complex routes to exploit defenses. Receivers like Puka Nacua and Tutu Atwell would thrive with Mahomes' pinpoint accuracy, while tight end Tyler Higbee could see increased production in tight coverage. The Rams' defense, anchored by Aaron Donald, remains elite, allowing Mahomes to focus on offense. However, fitting Mahomes' $450 million contract under the salary cap would require creative restructuring or roster cuts. If the Rams pull it off, they could reclaim their status as NFC powerhouses, challenging for a Super Bowl. The Dallas Cowboys, with their passionate fan base and storied history, are desperate for a Super Bowl. New head coach Brian Schottenheimer is introducing a physical, fast-paced offensive strategy, Marca. Mahomes would be the perfect fit. His ability to extend plays and make improbable throws would add unpredictability to the Cowboys' attack. CeeDee Lamb, one of the NFL's top receivers, would form a dynamic duo with Mahomes, creating matchup nightmares. The Cowboys' offensive line, despite losing Zach Martin, remains solid, Dallas News, giving Mahomes time to work. Financially, accommodating Mahomes' contract would be tricky, requiring cap gymnastics or trading players like Dak Prescott. If successful, Mahomes could end Dallas's championship drought, making them a formidable force in the NFC and reigniting rivalries with teams like the Eagles. The Los Angeles Chargers, under Jim Harbaugh, are building a run-heavy offense with running backs Amarian Hampton and Najee Harris, ESPN. Adding Mahomes would create a balanced, explosive attack. His passing ability would complement the ground game, forcing defenses to spread thin. Receivers like Keenan Allen and rookie Trey Harris would benefit from Mahomes' arm strength, while tight end Oron Gadsden II could emerge as a vertical threat. The Chargers' improving defense would support Mahomes, making them playoff contenders. However, trading for Mahomes while keeping Justin Herbert, a franchise quarterback, seems far-fetched, and the financial logistics would be daunting. If the Chargers manage this trade, they'd become AFC favorites, challenging teams like the Chiefs and Bengals. Mahomes' arrival would also intensify the Chargers' rivalry with Kansas City, creating must-watch divisional matchups. Mahomes' unique skill set, elite arm strength, mobility, and playmaking would revolutionize any offense. For the Rams, he'd enable a vertical passing game, stretching defenses and creating space for play action, Wikipedia. His improvisation would mask offensive line weaknesses, benefiting receivers like Puka Nacua. With the Cowboys, Mahomes' ability to escape pressure would complement Schottenheimer's physical approach, making C.D. Lamb a deep threat star, Marca. For the Chargers, his passing would open running lanes for Hampton and Harris, balancing Harbaugh's run-heavy scheme, ESPN. Mahomes would need to adapt to each coach's system, but his versatility ensures success. His presence would elevate teammates, forcing defensive adjustments and creating opportunities across the board, making any team a weekly highlight reel. A Mahomes trade would send shockwaves through the NFL. The acquiring team would become an instant Super Bowl contender, shifting the league's power balance. For the Chiefs, losing Mahomes would be catastrophic, as their offense is built around him, Spotrac. Replacing him could take years, potentially ending their dynasty. The trade would require massive assets, multiple first-round picks and players, altering the acquiring team's roster and cap space. Draft strategies would shift as teams adjust to the new contender, and free agency could see increased competition for complementary players. Rivalries would intensify, especially if Mahomes joined a divisional foe like the Chargers. The NFL's competitive landscape would be redefined, with Mahomes' new team setting the pace for a potential new dynasty, while others scramble to keep up. For fans, a Mahomes trade would be a roller coaster of emotions. Chiefs fans would be devastated, losing their franchise icon and facing a future without their leader. The backlash in Kansas City would be fierce, with fans mourning the end of an era. Conversely, fans of the acquiring team, whether the Rams, Cowboys, or Chargers, would be ecstatic, dreaming of Super Bowl glory with Mahomes at the helm. New rivalries would emerge, like Chargers-Chiefs if Mahomes switched sides, making every matchup a spectacle. The viewing experience would gain drama, with Mahomes' highlight reel plays drawing casual fans. Social media, especially X, would explode with debates and memes. This shakeup would reinvigorate the NFL's appeal, giving fans endless talking points. We want to hear from you. Where should Mahomes go, and how would it change your fandom? Trading Patrick Mahomes seems unthinkable, given his $450 million contract and no-trade clause, but imagining him with the Rams, Cowboys, or Chargers is a thrilling exercise, Spotrac. Each team offers unique opportunities: the Rams' innovative offense, the Cowboys' physical approach, or the Chargers' balanced attack. The NFL would be transformed, with new contenders, rivalries, and fan debates. Patrick Mahomes has become the cornerstone of the Kansas City Chiefs' identity. Since becoming the starting quarterback in 2018, he has delivered multiple AFC championships and Super Bowl titles, transforming the Chiefs into a powerhouse. His electrifying play style, record-breaking stats, and leadership have made him a fan favorite, with his jersey among the NFL's top sellers. Trading Mahomes would not only disrupt the team's on-field success, but also fracture the cultural bond he's built with Kansas City. The Chiefs organization, including owner Clark Hunt and coach Andy Reid, has repeatedly shown commitment to Mahomes, restructuring his $450 million contract to keep him, Bleacher Report. His presence has elevated the team's global brand, making them a marquee franchise. Losing Mahomes would mean losing the heart of the Chiefs, leaving a void that no draft pick or player could fill. Trading a quarterback like Patrick Mahomes is almost unthinkable, according to NFL experts. Historically, blockbuster quarterback trades, such as Brett Favre to the Jets in 2008 or Matthew Stafford to the Rams in 2021, involved players nearing career twilight or seeking new starts, Yardbarker. Mahomes, at 30 and in his prime, is a different case. ESPN's Jeremy Fowler noted in 2024 that Mahomes' no-trade clause and deep ties to the Chiefs make a trade impractical, ESPN. Pro Football Focus, analyzing trades of stars like Aaron Rodgers, emphasized that such moves require massive compensation and rare circumstances, PFF. NFL Network's Ian Rappaport has said, "You don't trade players like Mahomes. You build around them." Experts agree that trading Mahomes would reshape the NFL, but is highly unlikely due to his contract and value to Kansas City. A trade to another team would profoundly affect Patrick Mahomes' career and legacy. Already a legend with multiple MVPs and Super Bowl wins, Mahomes' story is tied to the Chiefs. Joining a team like the Rams, Cowboys, or Chargers and winning more titles could cement him as the NFL's greatest quarterback, proving his success transcends Kansas City's system. However, struggles in a new environment might spark debates about his reliance on Andy Reid's coaching or the Chiefs' roster. Mahomes' loyalty to Kansas City, often expressed in interviews, suggests a trade could impact his fan perception, with some viewing it as a betrayal marker. A new team would offer fresh challenges, honing his adaptability, but adjusting to different coaches and systems could be tough. Regardless, Mahomes' talent ensures he'd remain a star, with his legacy likely growing through continued excellence. Picture Patrick Mahomes traded to the Los Angeles Chargers. His return to Arrowhead Stadium would be unforgettable, with Chiefs fans torn between cheers and boos as he takes the field. A Super Bowl pitting Mahomes against his former team would captivate millions, with narratives of loyalty and redemption dominating headlines. If he joined the Dallas Cowboys, a clutch game-winning drive against the Philadelphia Eagles in a heated rivalry game would become Cowboys lore, silencing Philly's crowd. With the Rams, an NFC championship clash against the San Francisco 49ers would showcase Mahomes' brilliance against a top defense, with a Super Bowl berth on the line. Beyond games, Mahomes breaking the all-time passing yards record or winning another MVP in a new uniform would be iconic. Social media would buzz with memes and debates, amplifying every moment. These scenarios would etch Mahomes' trade into NFL history. We want your take, Chiefs fans. If Patrick Mahomes were traded, where should he go? Would the Rams' high-octane offense suit him best? Could he lead the Cowboys to a Super Bowl? Or would the Chargers roster make him unstoppable? Vote in our poll on our social media channels and let us know your pick. Drop your thoughts in the comments. Is a Mahomes trade even possible? How would it shake up the NFL? Share your own dream trade scenarios. We might feature them in future videos. Let's get the conversation rolling on X and beyond. If you're loving this deep dive, smash that like button, subscribe to Kansas City Chiefs Today, and hit the bell for more NFL content. Share this video with friends and keep the debate alive. Your voice matters, so let's hear it.